Hello, everybody. Hi, my name is Edna, and I am a registered nurse. And today I am gonna do an NClex review, and the topic today will be insulin, or let's say I'm gonna be discussing about diabetes, type 1 and type 2, and I'm gonna stay focused on what you guys need to know for the NClex. Um, I am not gonna sit here and do a whole review on what is diabetes, what is insulin. You guys should know these things. The definition, what does insulin do, and how it works. I'm only gonna spend time here on discussing what's really important for the NCLEX. And I want to stay focused on things that key information that you guys need to remember for the NCLEX. For instance, number one, for the NCLEX, you never mix the lentils insulin with any other kind of insulin. You never do that. Okay? Never. And I guarantee you on your NCLEX test, you will have a question about insulin. That is for sure. Okay? You need to know there's two type of diabetes. There's diabetes type 1 and there's diabetes type 2. The type 1 it start with adult, young kids, it start when you're young, you were born with it. And type 2 is like when you become adults, and usually it's people that are obese, they're not following a proper diet, they don't do any exercise. And so later on in life they become diabetic. And what you need to know about, medication, that mostly medication, you need to know your five rights for your medications. So understand your five rights. You need to know right medication, right dose, right time, right frequency, and there's another one I can't remember, but you should know your five right of your medication. Okay. Now let's go back to your insulin. So I'm gonna stay focused on your insulin. There's short acting insulin, there's long acting insulin, and you need to know your onset, you need to know your peak, you need to know your duration. Um, for IV insulin, so the onset is 5 to 15 minutes, and the peak is about 30 minutes, and duration is 3 hours. So I'm talking about aspart, lispro insulin. Now you got your type 2 diabetes. Okay, for type 2 diabetes, um, usually some doctor like to prescribe like regular insulin. Know your short acting, know the onset. For regular insulin, the onset can is 1 hour, and you can give regular insulin IV as well. Peak time is 2 hours and duration is 4 hours. Also, we do have NPH insulin. The onset for your NPH is 6 hours, peak time is 8 hours, and duration is 12 hours. Okay, and for the long acting, I'm talking about Lentis. There's no peak time and duration is 24 hours. So most likely you'll see some patient they'll be taking insulin Lentis at 9 o'clock at night. So the key thing to remind them, they have to eat a snack, when they take their long acting. Have a snack, and a snack can be anything. It can be small apple, small orange, it could be 5 grapes. So you do have to count your fruits. Just because it's fruits, you're not gonna eat like, 20 pieces of grapes, or 10 strawberry. No, you have to count your fruits if you're diabetic. And I need you guys also to review how you treat low blood sugar. For instance, if your sugar is 50, right, are you going to waste time giving that patient orange juice, or are you going to just give them dextrose IV? The answer, you're going to give dextrose. If you have a question in front of you that says you're going to give them orange juice or candy, or you're going to give them dextrose 50%, or you're going to give a liter of D5W, the answer is giving them dextrose 50% IV push. That way you check that, blood sugar in 15 minutes to see what the level is. And if you have to retreat again, you're going to give another dextrose until you get your blood sugar up where you need it to be. Okay? Um, what else I want to review here with diabetes? You need to understand what is diabetes insipidus. The symptom, most likely you have dehydration, very thirsty, and you have increased urine output. Also, guys, you have to review your urine specific gravity, find out what the normal range is. I believe it's about 1.03 or something like that. Also know what's DKA, which is diabetic ketoacidosis. So that's when your blood sugar is over 250. Understand and know your sign and symptom, which is dehydration. And you're going to find the word ketones. Remember, diabetes, DKA, you're going to have an increase of ketone, and potassium, increase of potassium. Okay? And I do have a few things, to remind you about insulin. You never mix your insulin bottle. You never mix them. Never. You do not shake your insulin bottle. You do not administer cold insulin. You don't do those things. Okay. You don't mix lentils with any other insulin. You will give your lentils by itself. Never mix lentils with any other insulin. Okay. So let me give you an example. Your doctor order for your client to receive three units of Humulin R and 5 unit of Humulin U. How should the nurse draw the medication in the insulin syringe? Okay, so the first insert, you're gonna draw your 5 unit of short acting insulin first, and then you're gonna draw your 3 units acting insulin. B, you're gonna draw your 3 units of human insulin first, then you're gonna draw your 5 unit of insulin R. And C, you're gonna draw your 3 units of short acting insulin, then you're gonna draw your 5 unit of long acting insulin. C and D, you're gonna draw. D, you're gonna draw your 5 units of the long acting insulin first, then you're gonna draw your 3 acting of the short insulin. Basically, the answer for this question is C. Okay, you're gonna draw your 3 units of the short acting insulin first, then you're gonna draw your 5 units of the long acting insulin. So you always draw your short acting insulin first. Remember, short acting insulin, you draw that first. And later you draw the long acting insulin. Okay? And the next question, let's see here. Because it's a lot of information, guys, and I need you guys to really do good on your NClex. I mean, I have a lot of information I have to share with you guys, but I don't want to overload you, make you feel overwhelmed, because I have to do it by section. There's a lot. And if I tell you we have to do pharmacology, I have pharmacology review, I have safety review, I have chest tube, lab value, and every week I'm gonna post a video here about review. And I hope you guys take advantage of this information. I mean, I've been a nurse for about 16, 17 years. So I started nursing when I was very young. And I know the test is a very challenge test. It's not easy, but it can be done. The key here is to know how to answer your question. I like to start with the process of eliminate, the wrong answer. And there's usually two good answers, so you have to pick the best one. And also, there's another thing about insulin I wanted to review with you guys is about rotating. You always want to rotate the site where you're giving insulin. Always rotate the site. And know your lab value. You need to know your normal blood sugar number is from 70 to 140. All right. And know your A1C. So you have to know what is A1C. A1C is basically, the blood. It's a blood test that you get done, and it tells you what your range were like in the last 3 months. So they usually want it to be under 7%. So if you have an A1C that's 9%, 10%, that is not normal. That tells me your blood sugar is uncontrolled. So either you're gonna be on insulin and taking some diabetic pill like metformin. There's so many pills, but you need to know those pills also, the side effect of those metformin, like those diabetic pill when you take them. And also you need to know the sign and symptom of hypoglycemia, sign and symptom of hyperglycemia. That's important to know. Okay. And what else? know the technique, when you're giving out insulin. The first thing you do, you make sure you clean the site with alcohol before you inject the insulin. You have to rotate injection site. Um, and also remember, regular insulin is the only type of insulin that can be administered through IV. Okay, remember that. Now I say that twice already when I'm sitting here. The only type of insulin that you can give IV is regular insulin. Okay? All right. And if you have to do your A1C, do you have to do fasting? No, you don't have to do fasting. You don't have to fast for that. You can just go ahead and get it done. Um, you have to know what is diabetes insipidus. Basically, this term, it comes with dehydration. You get very thirsty, you pee a lot, increase urine output, increase urine gravity. So you have to know this part here. Just review that part. And I think I'm stopping here, guys. I am stopping here. It's a lot of information, guys. And I hope, this discussion that we have today will help someone who's studying for NClex. Because, like I said, it's a very challenging test. But it can be done if you know how to review your information. And if you can apply everything I just review here with you guys, I think you can do good on that test. I've known people that took that test 5 times, 3 times. It's not because they're not smart. They are smart people. It's just they haven't stayed focused on the right information. They're studying everything and they get information overload, but you just got to know key information to study for the NClex. And once you know the key things that to stay focused, I think you'll do good for that test. And guys, I'm stopping right here about insulin. I'll see you guys later for another video. The only thing I ask you guys is to subscribe to my channel. And I will continue coming here with more information about NClex review so you guys can do good on your test. And again, this was Edna. Thank you so much, and I'll see you later.